Hello, I'm looking for the Nub. I'm going to be starting up my second series for my Tier 5 Nergals, running Firestorms. They're challenging to run. They take a lot more effort than the Hawks do, and a lot more paying attention. There's more things that can kill them, and you'd be like, why do you run them then? Well, because the Firestorm filaments for Tier 5 are about 1 or 2 million apiece instead of 15 to 20. Which means that I have about 40 million not cutting into profits per run, which adds up significantly. So, I'm going to go through the fit right quick. I've rearranged it a little bit. There's a few things to be aware of. It's not really that different from my last one, but we'll just take a quick look at it here. So, I've brought it down to about 540 million. I went with a 903 instead of a 905 for gunnery. I could probably have left at the 5, but this drops to a good 100 million there, so if you lose a set, it's not too bad. I switched the membrane to a C-type Corellum, so it uses more CPU, but this has extra CPU, so it's not an issue there. And I went with the cheaper armor remote rep, that is a remote rep, that's not the one I want to look at. A cheaper small armor repairer. It doesn't repair quite as much. For tier 5s it's fine. For tier 6s it might not be. This is made more for straight tier 5s. It will die in tier 6s, but I mean, so far I haven't found one that always lives in tier 6s, so it doesn't make that much of a difference. All I would do different bringing to a tier 6 if I wanted to lose it there is I'd probably pop a improved exile instead of a standard exile, because I do use exile boosters as well. I should go over to that for a minute. Here's my standard loadout that I'll use. This guy has a pack rat, just him in case I get the special room. Pyro and Exile Frantics on the DPS. Meson for long range, Occult for short range, Mystic for my regular shooting. Obviously the Firestorm filaments themselves. The implants that I use are... Nope. Let's get over to here. Again, this is the DPS, so it's got the 2 entropic radiation sinks. Hobgoblin 2s, you can definitely use faction instead if you want to. I'd probably recommend it, to be fair. I'm cheap and I just don't feel like it. I use them like ammo sometimes. Cap management and cap systems operation for implants. And again, the 3% gunnery. And that's the DPS. Looking at the tank. The only difference is you switch out the 2, you switch out both of them. Oh, that's not it. You switch out both the entropic radiation sinks for an extra rep and an assault damage control. So this guy, if you take a quick look at his DPS with Mystic, it is 188 with drones, 91.7 turret. And if we look at the DPS, it is 226, so it starts off with 30 more DPS on turrets, almost 40, which if you consider how quickly it ramps, these guys end up getting to be a lot more DPS than the tank does. If you want to, you can run multiple tanks, but I don't really recommend it. Also, these guys have 2 cap batteries, where the tank has a cap booster. So my left character, because I'm running 3, is a DPS with a mobile tractor. My right character is a DPS with extra cap boosters for this guy if he runs out. You don't need to do it that way. You can give your tank all the cap boosters, and instead he's your loot guy. He'll pick up all the loot for your runs, and you don't have to worry about it too much. The tank, he's not going to run everything all the time. Most of the time you only need one of these running, you're cap stable. If you take this out of the running, you're not cap stable, but you're still doing good for a couple minutes, and that's where the cap boosters come in. Plus, newts, you're definitely going to want those cap boosters as well. If you have any questions about the fits, I will link them, and I'll make sure they're on Eve Workbench if you have any questions. So feel free to shoot them there. Enjoy. I hope I can get this out to you fairly quickly, and have a wonderful day. May you die in the abyss over and over and over again like everyone should.